On one of the videos that I published earlier this year, where I was talking about God, I said something that a lot of people thought was funny. I said, I can't wait to meet God. Like, as soon as I get to heaven, I'll be asking, where is He? Where is He? I wouldn't want to meet Him because I think He's holy, because I think He's wonderful. No. I would want to meet Him because He has a lot of explaining to do. I have a lot of questions. I know that there are a lot of people who say that life is a blessing, but I don't look at life as a blessing. I look at life as one big joke. He will need to answer every question that I have. Because when I look at the world, I don't see a blessing. I see suffering everywhere. I see innocent people suffering. I see innocent animals suffering. I see people working jobs they do not like. I see people in hospitals because they are sick. Some are suffering from terminal illnesses and they can't pay their medical bills. The rich people don't even care. I see people going to school. I see people who have finished school looking for jobs and not even finding meaningful jobs. I see people living with depression. I see people who are tired. I see people who don't even want to get to know new people because of how we're treating one another. The people are like, you know what, man, I don't even want to know any new person. Like, I'm done because a lot of people suck. I see people who are disappointed. I see people who are alone. I see people who, if you gave them an easy way out, they'll be like, wait. So you telling me that there's an easy way out? I see people who are lonely. I see people who have desires, but their desires ain't being met. I see people who are homeless. I see children who are being mistreated by those who are older than them. I see people being laughed at for how they look. I see people fighting. I see people gossiping about one another. I can tell that love is not even what it seems. We just like to make things seem better than they are. We know that people only love you when you have something to offer. They ain't gonna just love you. Ask men who are in their 20s who don't have money, men who are in their 30s who don't have money. Ask them. Ask them if they can be loved without having anything to offer. They'll tell you that that's not how it works in this world. So I see men who are lonely. I see women who are lonely because they don't have big booties. They don't have big. Whatever created this doesn't deserve my respect. This is a total joke. We can't find meaning out of this. People like to say, hey, it's you who create your own meaning. I don't think you can find meaning in a place where you throw garbage. You just look at garbage. There's no meaning. You can say life is what you make it. But I say to you, there's a lot that we don't know. And people are too limited. And some people are more limited than others. So even if they want to make life to be something that they want it to be, you find that they can't. This is a joke, man. If you decided to step out of the box for a minute and look at life, you kind of laugh. Like, damn, man. This is actually funny. Whatever it's observing us is laughing. Like, it's being entertained by whatever it's seeing. Because this is actually funny. How did we end up with a reality like this? A joke that we're taking very seriously. And we're forced to take it seriously because there's pain, there's suffering, and we don't want to suffer. But when you look at the way that everything works, you can tell that everything is a joke. Yes, people like to pretend as if there is something that's really serious that's going on in this realm, but it's all a joke, man. It's not even funny. It's actually a bad joke. It's only funny if you're truly attached, but if you are experiencing everything yourself, it's not even funny. It's a bad joke. You can't tell me that working a 9 to 5 from the age of 20 until the age of 60 is not a joke. And when you retire, you still don't have anything to show for it, for that kind of sacrifice. You can't tell me that that is not a joke. And remember, you will have had to go to school since you were little. So you've never truly lived for yourself. You cannot tell me that that's not a joke. You can't tell me people getting married and getting divorced is not a joke. People agreeing that they're gonna love one another forever, and then after some few years, they don't want to be with each other anymore. Actually, after some few years, they are enemies now. After some few years, they don't even want to see each other at all. After some few years, they actually regret ever meeting each other. You can't tell me that that's not a joke. You can't tell me that nine 8 billion humans being controlled by less than 100,000 humans is not a joke. 8 billion humans. And that actually being allowed. You can't tell me that that's not a joke. You can't tell me that's good. God has an explanation to do. He has some explaining to do. He has to tell us what this whole thing was about. I still don't understand why humans are telling themselves that what they call God, what they think created this is actually good and has good intention. I don't know why they think that when they see what is going on in the world. You see animals eating each other and you want to tell me that what you think decided that things should be that way, you know, that thing that had enough power to make things to be that way. You want to tell me that that thing is good and worthy of praise? Oh, we should all be trying to distance ourselves from it. Like, no, man, I can't be worshiping this thing. It's we're not the same, bro. And I ain't even sure that what created this is what it's the same thing that created me. Because why am I able to see the flaws in all of creation? Like, I'm able to see how things could have been better. Whatever created this is evil. It just wanted to create something that is gonna make it laugh. Like, that's what it was interested in. What it was interested in is laughing. That's why things ain't getting better. You know how desperate we are as people for things to be better in the world? But we don't have the power. We can't just wake up tomorrow and be like, things are better and things are better. There are a lot of systems put in place to ensure that things don't even get better. So you could have the best ideas in the world, but when it's time for you to implement these ideas, the systems that are put in place will ensure that, well, your ideas don't end up working out. Especially if these ideas were going to transform the world. The world must remain a joke. It's always been a joke since the beginning. But it becoming more apparent now that it's a joke. Maybe back then, because people wanted to believe in something, they told themselves that maybe everything that is happening for a good reason. But now I think some people are like, nah, man, we can't really be thinking that. We can't keep on blaming the devil all the time. Now we need to be asking ourselves, why was this room created in the first place? Because the devil is part of creation. That's what we're told. So he was created. So really, if there's someone to blame, is the creator himself, not the creation. Because we don't have that much power. And we don't know enough. That's another thing. That is why when a baby does something that we consider to be bad, we don't really blame the baby. A baby can say a cuss word. We won't really blame the baby. Baby can say something very offensive, but we won't really blame the baby. We might even laugh. Why? Because the baby doesn't know much, right? The baby doesn't know much. We're like babies, you know. We are babies, actually, not that we're like babies. We are babies. We are babies in this reality. Whatever created this should look at us the same way that we look at babies, because we don't know anything. It's like babies don't know anything, so they make mistakes. We'll make mistakes because we don't know anything. Every time you turn on your television, there's always something weird going on. Every time, you know why comedians like George Carlin were very successful? It's because they told the truth about the world, and because the whole thing is a joke, people would laugh. George Carlin was not even a comedian. When you think about it, he was not even a comedian. He wasn't even trying to be funny. Dude will just tell the truth. He will stand in front of people and tell them the truth, and they'll start laughing because the whole thing is a joke. He's making people see reality as it is. He's making people realize that the whole thing is a joke. So they laugh. He always had a point. Every time you switch on the TV, I'm sure people who watch my videos don't even watch television anymore. Like, what's there to really watch, really? But yeah, man, you go online, there's always something new. Always nonsense, bro. Like, what's controlling this reality? Because all this nonsense would be happening if I was controlling this. Stop saying, "Oh, it's free will. It's free will." Like, no, man. If I really did have free will, I'll be able to control my feelings. If I didn't want to eat bread today, but I was craving bread, I'll just be like, I ain't craving bread. You know what I'm craving? I'm craving pop, and I don't want to eat it with anything else. I just want to eat pop. That's what I'm craving. We didn't choose to be what we are. So you can't say, hey, free will, free will. That's why this world is a mess. If you paid enough attention, you realize that it was supposed to be like this. It's not because of free will. It was really supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be a joke. We were supposed to look at life and be like, what the hell? I I always had a feeling that there might be invisible forces that be watching us and that are laughing. Whenever we go through something, they're laughing. Whenever you give it your all in a relationship and you still get your heart broken, they'll be laughing, because it's funny to them. That's what they want to see. They want to see a show. I mean, how else can we explain reality? What would you say the purpose is? Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you becoming better? Or we just doing the same stuff every single day without really learning anything? So of course it was gonna automatically become a joke. This reminds me of this TV series. Damn, guys, I forgot the name of the series, but if you remember, because I'm gonna tell you what happens in the series, please tell me because I have to watch season two. I haven't really watched, like I've only watched maybe a few episodes of season two, but God was reckless, right? He was blamed by his parents because they gave him Earth. He's supposed to manage Earth, but you know they realized that a lot of nonsense was happening. So uh, he he employed some angels to come and try to make things on Earth a bit interesting. Like they didn't want there to be wars and all of that. He wanted to create beautiful stories. But yeah, when they were blaming him for the nonsense that he created, that scene was really funny. Like all when we're talking about all the weird things that be happening on Earth, like this is the only planet where that is happening. In other planets, things are actually going smoothly. Things actually make sense. That's how we should be looking at God. Be like, you created nonsense, bro. Like we can't pretend as if this is not nonsense. You created nonsense. I'm not supposed to look at you and praise you. I'm supposed to look at you and be like, really, you couldn't have done better? Okay, what was really the problem? Why did you fail to create something that humans will find meaningful? Something that humans who do not see meaning in this will you know will they will be able to find they will still be able to find meaning. Not a world where it's actually impossible to create meaning. Even if people want to say, "Oh, you create your own meaning, you create your own meaning," you're like, "What kind of meaning can I create out of this?" I'm not given enough to work with. I'm given nonsense. You know, this is not the kind of world that if I was not a part of it anymore, I'll be like, "Hey, I want to go back." I miss this person. I'll be like, "Wow, so we can actually be free." It's a joke, man. Some of the things that we're told have happened in the past make you go like, what the hell? The way they used to execute people in the past, like, man, what's wrong with humans? The way people would, fight, had spears, bow and arrows, and like, why is it that humans would fight with other humans? Territory. This place is big. It seems like whatever created us just wanted us to fight. Like he put evil in our, he put like evil in our heart. So we found ourselves wanting to harm one another for stupid things, and because of our evil, we became ignorant. He could have made us loving towards one another. He could have made it easy for us to understand one another. So when we see another tribe, we'll be like, yeah, we this is interesting because we've never met another tribe before. So we need to get to know their ways, and we'll teach them our ways. They'll teach them that. They'll teach us their ways, and that will be beautiful, right? We'll be evolving. But nah, the God of this realm was like, nah, man, that's too easy. I want war. You know, I want these humans to fight. That's what's gonna be entertaining. I'm pretty sure some other gods also are also watching, and they're like, "Hey, man, all these wars and all that, these nonsense." But the god of this realm is like, "Ah, come and watch, man. It is nice. This is," but no, it's not. And not only is it nice, it's there's so much suffering. I don't know a person who's not really suffering. I think everyone I know is actually suffering. People have shown that they're actually suffering. They People are just good at it, hiding the suffering. But really, when you have real conversations with people, you realize that, oh, we all have our own pain. We all have something that is bothering us, something that's not giving us peace. People don't have peace in this kind of a realm. They're always waiting for something to happen. I'll be like, oh, this episode has ended. Okay, let me watch the next episode then. Let's see what's up. I'm hoping it's not something bad this time, but because it's supposed to be a joke and something happens, when you're expecting something good, something bad happens. And that's funny to whatever created this. Ever listen to a person's story and that day you 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 were not really in the mood to have deep conversations, right? There will be a part of you that will be like, this is actually funny because you're not the one who had the experience. Not that it's good, but this is like a joke. It's a joke. Ever been in a situation where someone told you about their love life and you just can't believe some of the things that happen to them? Be like, I didn't even think that something like that can happen to a human. So she's married to your best friend right now. They're together. Your best friend. So this is the guy that you grew up with, and somehow that's her soulmate. Out of all these humans on earth, she was able to find a soulmate in your best friend. Ain't that it? You know what I'm saying? Like how? How does that happen? It's because the whole thing is supposed to be a joke. So this weird stuff always gonna be happening. It's scripted, so it's supposed to happen like that. Like you never had a meaningful job since you finished school. Hmm. So really, now because you're getting older, it means you're never getting a decent job. Meaning you're gonna be broke until it's over, until the whole thing is over. It's a joke, man. Corruption, politicians are stealing and getting away with it, not really helping the citizens of the country. The fact that that happens and not much has been done to change things tells you something. It's a joke. How how does some how do we still have corrupt officials that are not even being punished? How is there still crime? Like really, it if things were not supposed to be like this, they wouldn't be like this at all. Because we don't want things to be like this. So we would have been able to succeed at making things better. But you can tell that there's a force that's trying to ensure that things ain't getting better here. The world remain a joke because that's what it was supposed to be. When people go out and they have fun, there's gonna be a fight. And people, watch and now they're gonna be happy because they'll have something to talk about. So if the place was boring and two people started fighting, now people are gonna have something to talk about. I remember when I was working as a teacher, whenever kids fought, kids in other classrooms will run outside to go and watch the fight. They wouldn't care if they're gonna be punished. They'll run outside. They'll go to the class where there's a fight and they'll watch the fight. And you think that humans have grown now, they don't like seeing drama, but they actually like seeing drama. So you go to a public place where people are having fun, you expect to see something like that. People bullying one another and they feel good about themselves. People inventing religions that really don't make sense and that no one should even believe in. So they invent these religions and they become powerful and they start skimming people. You're like, damn, that's a joke, bro. These pastors now are comedians. They dance in front of people, they rap in front of people, they tell jokes. They're always on the news. There's always something. Every weekend, there's something that would have done that's a joke that everyone is going to focus on. How can we say this is good? How can we honestly say, man, it is what it is. It's good, man. Let's stop thinking that it isn't. Nah. It seems to me that we're not having enough conversations about how absurd everything is in this world. Like we've gotten used to the absurdity. And this is making us dumb. So watching the show that we can all see is nonsense and we're not even pointing that out. We're supposed to act like everything is fine. That is making us dumb. We're supposed to be commenting. I like commenting on things. If Kendrick released an album and I'll listen to it, I'll comment I have something to say. So I should have something to say about life. Do I think life is good, or do I think life is bad? Do I think life makes sense, or do I think life doesn't make sense? Do I think that whatever created this is actually smart in its own side, or do I think we're cooked? Do I think we're intelligent? Do I think we're having this awesome experience that we'll want to experience again once this is over? I don't look at this and feel that way. And I must be honest about that. Crazy things are happening to people all the time. Things that we don't even see. If big events are happening and they are weird, imagine what's happening in our personal lives. Imagine what's happening to people that you don't see, like that you're not with, that you don't, that you're not interacting with right now. Of course, there's something that's happening in their lives. Some things they just won't tell you. There's so much drama in this realm, unnecessary drama. We're not even talking about drama that's necessary, drama that we can be able to justify and be like, okay, I understand why these kind of things are happening. Things happening, like, what is the possible reason for these kind of things to be happening? Is there really a good reason? Can we really justify what is happening, or we should be honest that this is just nonsense? A red race. How can thousands of people going to work in the morning and there's traffic? They don't even like their jobs. They're not even themselves where they work. Their friends at work, I don't know if you say they're friends, but their co-workers, they'll be gossiping about them. They're not really having fun. It doesn't matter if they're tired. It doesn't matter if they have something that personal that they need to, deal with. They have to work. How can that not be a joke? Find that people are not even able to afford a lot of things that they want. They're only getting paid enough to be able to continue to work. So that they'll be able to buy petrol, service their cars, buy clothes, food, have a place to sleep. That's it. No extra money to just have fun, to thank yourself for what you've endured, because we endure a lot as sentient beings. So to be able to thank yourself, be like, yeah, man, I'm working a 9 to 5, but look at how much money is in my bank account. It means that when I when I'm free, I can go to Cape Town and have fun. I have enough money. Like now, you don't even get like the break that you get is in you don't get a big break. You know what I'm saying? It's just a small break. Not much is gonna happen. You find that when you go and leave, there's nothing you're gonna do than to stay at home and sleep sometimes. It gets to a point where you even get bored. You're like, yeah, I want to go back to work because now I'm bored. Because we've never spent our time trying to focus on things that truly make us happy, things that are truly meaningful. So when people are not working, now they just go back home. And the thing is, and what's worse is No one is gonna be at home. Their friends are gonna be at work. So you can't even have fun. You don't have money. Can't even travel. You don't have money. But you have a job that takes a lot of your time. Even when you are at home, you're still thinking about your job because there's always problems, right? And really, it's not really a 9 to 5 because we don't even count the the time it takes for you to get to work. We don't even count the time that it takes for you to prepare yourself to go to work. We don't count the time that it takes for you to, you know, leave work and get back home. The time when you're at home and still have some work that you still need to finish because you're under pressure, right? You were given a lot of work. We don't even think about this kind of stuff. So we don't realize that it's all a joke. When we're kids, they were teaching us to label like a locust. That's a joke, bro. Why should I care about locusts, bro? Why should I care about um, other animals' reproductive organs? I don't care. That doesn't help me. I only care about me, bro. What's gonna help me? Hold up. Something. I think this accidentally got burned. I didn't even notice. I think I know how it happened. It's all a joke, man. It's all a joke. But it's a bad joke. It's the kind of joke that will only make those who are truly detached laugh, or those psychos. You know, if someone is a psycho, they'll laugh. Uh, you know, if you watch movies where people are are fighting for money, you know, these billionaire guys who put people in situations where they have to fight for money, you'd see that they would be laughing when something tragic happens, right? They laugh when something tragic happens because that's what they find funny. So that's what's happening here. Whatever created this likes it when we are torturing one another, when we hate one another, not treating one another well, not treating one another with respect. When there's problems in families, when relationships are not working, when people are broke and not knowing what to do. Like whatever created this finds all of that funny. But when things that actually make sense are happening, whatever created this get bored. Like, now these humans are doing very well. I really like the story in the Bible where they were talking about like humans working together to build a tower or something. And God was like, huh? So when these humans are working together, they're able to achieve things that I don't want them to achieve. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make sure they don't understand one another. So he made them speak different languages and they weren't able to understand one another. You may see this chaos that's happening in the world and think, it's because we hate each other and all of that. But why? Do we understand one another? Do you think you understand other people? There's something that I need a lot of people to realize. Sometimes we don't see how we're contributing to the nonsense that's going on in this realm. We blame others for the same things that we're doing. And I think most of us are not innocent when it comes to this. You have a conversation with someone and you think, this person is really, really woke. I don't even want to use the word woke, but this person is really, really conscious. Next thing you realize that they're racist. Yeah. Don't you realize that you are doing exactly what whatever created this wants you to do? Cause problems because of race. You are a sexist. If a person is doing their thing and what they're doing does not affect you directly, let them do their thing. We sharing this world together. So if there's something that you're doing that I don't like, I mustn't bully you because you're doing it. I must be like, what you're doing is wrong. That's not natural. You must live life this way. I'm bullying you, whether I see it or not. I must allow you to be like, okay, I understand you. We can't be friends. It's all good. Do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. There are people who are like me. I'm going to do things with them. Beautiful. You do you. We don't judge one another. We don't create problems for one another. We're going to work together whenever we need to without judging one another. But now, people do the same things that the people that they're blaming be doing. When it comes to things that they don't understand, they start acting the same way that maybe someone who's a racist be acting. If they're blaming racists, right? And you're like, yeah, of course we shouldn't be racist. Like we've been through a lot as a collective that we shouldn't be racist at this point. But you find that this person is a tribalist. So this person is not a racist, but they are a tribalist. They hate other tribes. You're like, what? This person is not a tribalist, is a sexist. This person is not a sexist. This person is homophobic. I think that's also being a sexist. So that makes you ask yourself a lot of questions. We don't make sense, bro. And we are not to blame. It's whatever created this that's supposed to be blamed. Because we didn't create ourselves, did we? So it's whatever created this that's supposed to be blamed. We're like, hey, why is this a joke, bro? Like, I'm not liking this joke. Maybe it's funny to you, but it's not funny to me. I don't like this dark comedy, bro. I think you've created nonsense. You don't see that you've created nonsense, and that is why me and you are not connecting. We're not the same. I don't like the nonsense that you've created. I don't like this movie that you've created. I don't trust you because of this movie that you've created. These are the things I'll be saying to God, bro. I want to be worshiping, dude. Kneeling down, speaking in tongues. Speaking in tongues. I'll be saying things that don't even make sense to me. I will be confronting this guy and we're having a serious conversation. Because this is not what we really want the world to be. It seems to me that there's something that has been done to a lot of us so that we don't question things, we don't think deeply enough. We just watch this nonsense without really asking questions, without really being concerned, without being angry. We just get angry sometimes, but not enough. We don't have enough anger to actually try to do something about what's going on. And sometimes when we are angry, when we do get angry, our anger is directed at the wrong people. Like we don't realize what the real problem is. We'll be mad at the government. But even if the government gets it right sometimes, it's not really gonna help. You'll be mad at your husband. But how a man created, how are they supposed to be? How are women created? How are they supposed to be? That's why I tell people you can't hate. Like if your relationships are not working, you can't hate men or hate women because of that. No, it's not their fault. It's not our fault that we're the way that we are. It's not women's fault that they are the way that they are. If women don't like us when we're broke, it's not their fault. Say I'm broke. I'm not gonna be blaming women for not liking men that are broke. But like, it is what it is. If I was making 8 figures, it would be much different. But then we understand how things are, how things actually work in this realm. So we can't blame the creation itself. We blame the creator. We look at the creator and be like, yeah, man, look, there's too much suffering, and we don't really think it's our fault. We think the game is rigged and it's not fair. And we didn't even agree to any of this. This is the worst part. We didn't even agree. It's not like we said we wanted this. None of us said we wanted this. So let's be honest about how we feel about this. We feel that this is a joke. I mean, if I was a prayerful person, this is the type of things that I would be saying. I hope it's healthy to drink after this thing has been burned, because I feel like I have a sore throat. So I'm not sure if this water is. I feel like I have a sore throat. It's kind of like I drank plastic, basically. Yeah, but if I was a prayerful person, I'll be saying these things that I'm saying to you guys. I'll be saying these things to God. Like, yo, man, I ain't liking this for real. I don't think this is good. I don't think this is beautiful. I don't think you should have created this. In fact, I actually think you can start over. I mean, I don't actually trust you because you haven't you being able to create something like this. It doesn't make me believe that you can create something that's gonna be better next time. That you're gonna keep on messing up. Maybe the idea of heaven is good. Maybe you can take these people who are worshiping you in truth, and yeah, maybe you those are your people. But I ain't sure. I'm not sure about me, bro. I don't agree with a lot of things. Yeah, and I don't know if I will be able to change these things without facing serious consequences. It seems like it's too late to change things in this realm. It seems like it's too late to actually make this realm make sense. It seems like this is never going to make sense. It seems like we'll all be confused forever until the whole thing ends. If it's gonna end. I'll be honest with the dude. I've always found it funny when I'm listening to people praying to God and they're saying positive things about him. Like they're so scared of God that they can't even say something negative. They can't have a real, they can't be honest, basically. But when they're talking to other humans, they'll be honest about what's going on in their lives and how they feel like the whole thing is bad and meaningless. But when they pray to God, like they'll be praising Him at the same time. They'll be asking for what they want. They will say that they even had what they want in a long time. Please, they want to have what they want. Blah blah blah. But they're still praising God. Human beings are naturally submissive. So it's another thing that I've realized. But yeah, man. Thank you all for watching this video until the end. Like this video, share this video. Tell me what you think in a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Let's just keep on growing. And don't forget to join the Discord. I'll put the link in the description, or in fact, it'll be the first comment. I'll put the link in the comment and then pin the comment. Thank you all, guys.